Hi, I'm Whitney. I'm here with Begin Big, and I'm here with the lovely Dave Pearce.
Hey, I'm good. Yeah, I just got here to Pride. It's my first time in Manchester Pride. I've played Birmingham Pride. I've done loads of Pride events in London, but it's the first time. I mean, I've been to Manchester loads of times, but I've never been to Pride. So here I am. I'm quite excited.
And how does this compare to any other Pride event that you've been to?
Well, I've literally just got here. I can hear the noise from the sound system, which is a good sign, and it looks like everyone's up for a good party. And I'm playing in about an hour's time, and I'm going to be doing a set which goes from house to trance music, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Actually, I think it should be a good party. And over the years, I've always enjoyed playing at gay events and gay clubs, and Pride is obviously a massive extension of that, and it brings everybody together, which is fantastic.
So you played your first international DJ job at the age of 17 in Dubai. Was that overwhelming for you?
It was in India. Yeah, I was 17. What happened is I went for, there was a newspaper in London called the Evening Standard, which was like the evening paper, and they had an advert going, DJs wanted to work abroad. And I went for an audition, and I thought it was going to be like in Spain or Tenerife or something like that. I thought I'll have a bit of that. Anyway, it turned out it was in Bombay and in India, or Mumbai as it's called now. And it was a real life-changing experience, actually, because of the cultural change there. And also I was working a lot with people within the Bollywood film community, because it was very much aimed at that sort of end of the market. It was absolutely fascinating. So a real eye-opener. A lot of people take a year out to go abroad when they're a student or whatever. I managed to get paid to do it. So that was pretty cool and exciting.
Yeah, big difference. So you held a weekly residence at Eden nightclub for about 10 years. What was that like, maintaining a work and lifestyle mentality?
10 years in Ibiza does take its toll, I think it's fair to say. I think I added up one day that I'd done something like 160 shows there in Ibiza, and I loved every minute of it, but it does take its toll. What you have to do is be quite disciplined, really. I mean, the first few years I went and I got, drunk every night, and it was just fantastic. And then a few years in, you were like, people aren't paying a lot of money to come and see someone that's drunk. You really need to, think about it. It's a real privilege to be playing there. So, by the last couple of years, I was doing it with just a bottle of water, which is how I DJ now. So it changed my mindset in that respect. But Ibiza was a great testing ground. Before the internet really kicked in as a DJ, somewhere like Ibiza, a whole summer season was a great place to test a record, and people would come on holiday and only hear it there because maybe like only 10 DJs would have that record, and you could build an actual buzz on a record right the way through a season. And then, as someone that owned a record company, then I'd spot what records were doing well, and then try and sign some at the end of the season that I thought were going to do well.
So you work in DJing now, but you also work in radio. Which one do you prefer the most, if you have one?
Wow, it's so difficult because obviously really excited to be here at Pride in Manchester and playing to a live crowd. And this year's been fantastic for festivals. We've done loads and loads of festivals, which has been amazing. And when you're on the radio, it's like a one-on-one experience. You really do think that you're talking to one person. It's a very personal thing. And obviously the whole DJ thing in a live environment is completely different. So I don't know if I've got a favourite, but they are quite different emotions, because when you play, today's set, I've worked a theme of love for the set I'm going to do tonight, and there's a few little points that I think are going to trigger. And when you get that reaction from a crowd and it's really emotional, it really does give you goosebumps. So I guess it must be like being in a rock band or something, really, something like that.
And what are you most excited about for your set today?
I think, I've actually created a few special tracks for today's set. I was in the studio yesterday and I put a few things together, which I'm going to drop in the middle of the set. So, one of the things I'm going to play is, as you know, sadly, we lost Aretha Franklin last week, a great musician and a great civil rights campaigner. And so I've got a bit of her music over a techno record, funny enough. I've got a bit of Conchita hidden in a full-on banging techno record, and just a few little surprises. So I've actually created individual, unique tracks for today's set.
And did you always want to be a DJ? What was your dream job when you was 18?
Right. Well, when I was a kid, I used to hang around the record store all the time, and I was that geek, hanging around the record store, getting all the records, and I was the only one in my friends that had any records, really. So I was always asked to DJs at one's party, not because anyone liked me, but because I had the tunes. So I kind of fell into it, and then I actually thought, I'm not very good at anything else, and so this would be something I'd really like to do. And I've been enormously lucky to have a job that I love doing, really. If I hadn't done that, I kind of wanted to be a train driver, really, which is a bit sad. But, I loved train sets and things when I was a kid.
So did you have anyone that inspired you the most, whether someone who did train driving or a musician?
Well, when I was at school, I used to listen to a DJ called Robbie Vincent on the local radio station, and he was a talk radio DJ and also a soul DJ, and he was absolutely brilliant. He really engaged me, and I thought, my God, I'd love to do something like that one day. And as luck would have it, eventually I ended up working at that radio station, and I used to go and make his tea and answer the phone, and I learned so much working behind the scenes. You know, if you're starting out and you want to have a career in the media, if you ever get the chance to do those things, never bother me making tea or hoovering or doing it. I've done everything. All those sort of things. But I learned so much from those people, and if you ever get the chance to learn on the job, it's absolutely amazing, because not only do you see the great things that people do and how things really work, but also when people make mistakes, and you can learn from that. And we all make mistakes. I made loads of mistakes in my career, but it's great. It's great to sort of be able to sit there and watch it all going off in the real world. So even if you don't get paid any money, if you ever get the opportunity, even if it's for a few weeks to helping out, I'd always recommend that.
So how do you think students or young people can begin big, other than just their studies and working hard? What skills can they take into the start of their careers?
Well, I think what's amazing now, obviously, when I was a kid, there weren't all the music and technology and media courses that there are now. In fact, it was when I was at school, I thought I wanted to be a journalist at one point. So I wanted to learn to type. And I remember the teacher, that's for girls. What are you doing? I was like, no, I need to be able to type, and I had to teach myself, and they didn't consider that as relevant. So I think nowadays, look at all the courses that are available. If you really, really know where you want to go, be very selective about what you do. I think there's so many great opportunities online. I mean, what's been amazing, if you look at hip hop music, for instance, is how the advent of YouTube has created a whole new British music industry, which is run by young people for young people, and people have empowered themselves by learning digital editing and all these various things. So you've not just got the artists making the music, you've got all the back end stuff, video producers, editors, all of those things that you can do now. And you can learn online, even if you can't get into college, if maybe you're not able to do that, you can actually get great tutorials online as well. Now, that didn't used to be there, so those are all great things. So I think you have to be very hungry. If you want to go into this particular sort of area, you have to be quite hungry, quite obsessed, take a lot of knockbacks, pick yourself up again, and move on. So it's not easy, but there are a lot of opportunities out there. Yeah.